kingdom marriage and the African marriage. And most of the people who want to make excuses for why women are not cool or not okay with the behaviors of married men these days, they want to say our forefathers, they had different women, they had side chicks, our mothers were okay, the family life was okay, but now you women, you're starting to fight and the family is scattering. You're a man. I want you to say from your point of view, were they truly happy or were they subjugated?
You have answered the question. They were, you see, all this, our mother stayed with my father for 30 years, 50 years. You see, they were not happy. Most of the women in those days were not economically empowered. So when they came into the marriage, the men were the only provider. So for economic survival and sustenance, they had to sit down there. So many of our parents and mothers, grandmother, they endured all kinds of abuse. And they now redirected their attention and affection to the children.
Is happiness not relative, sir? Because happiness to you might be happy. Happiness of another woman of the 80s is that my children are grown up, they are successful. That makes me happy.
That's psychology. In psychology, in the law of survival, every time the ideal is not available, you move on to the available. So the ideal is that your love relationship, your joy should be in that marriage with your husband. When your husband is not there, you attach it to the children. Those that don't have children, they can attach it to their job or to a, so that is psychological survival. So for most of those parents, they ended up now putting all their affection on their children, start calling their children my husband or call me and all those stuff. And that has become part of the problem we are seeing today, that many of them now become dangerous mother-in-law. Have you ever had father-in-law problem? It's always mother-in-law, because most of them, they now see their children as a retirement plan, as a survival plan, as an escape plan. So when the sons now marry, they now want to go and destroy the son's marriage to stop the son's wife from enjoying what they did not enjoy. Many of those people that you thought were surviving, they are not enjoying it. Many of those marriages, there was no sex for 30 years, for 20 years. And they were there. Many of them looking older than their age. They have mommy's room, daddy's room. They created a coping mechanism. So most of those things that they did is what this generation is trying to fight, and they were now going to the other extreme. Because don't forget that in that house, a boy was growing in that house, a girl was growing in that house. The boy is looking and saying, I will not be like daddy. I will not do this to my wife. The girl is saying, no man will do this to me. So by the time the boy comes into the maturity stage, he's trying to be a good man. The girl is meeting, is already coming with, so everything you say, what do you mean by that? You're like, hello babe, we are not fighting. But because she's coming from the trauma of our upbringing, you now find out that you have sometimes a loving man and a cantankerous woman that is, everything is a fight. Or you have a woman that is like, I don't even want marriage, marriage is a scam, and all those stuff. So it's a major challenge.
Are you single or you are married? Ball in, because this world is going to transform your relationship with your spouse. Listen and be blessed.
It's a follow-up question, actually. Okay. So where do we find the balance? And as a man, what do you recommend? Because this has become a menace in the society. The man trying to superimpose, and the man, you must respect me. The woman trying to say, no, I cannot be like my mother. You can't subjugate me. So we need a balance for future. And what do you recommend, if you have to recommend, for people that are going into marriage?
So once you are going to marry, my number one recommendation is go for premarital training. Make sure that you are well schooled. And it's not that, it's because theory and practical are two different things. No matter what they teach you, when the practical comes, but at least you have enough weapons, enough knowledge, enough information that can help you navigate. Oh, this is what they said. You know that when we watch film, every time we watch movies, they always portray pregnant women as people that are spitting, hungry, shouting, but that's not the truth. Do you understand now? So by the time people go with that kind of narrative, when they now get married, they are not even ready. Many people get married, they don't go for any marital class. Nobody has taught them the processes, the kind of dresses, how to do it. So it is training. Once you have the right knowledge, whatever you face, you have enough information.
Can I just quickly add to what he said? The truth is that all of us in this country, as Africans, to black people, we need therapy. Because first of all, you need to understand your triggers. You need to understand what's going on from your childhood. You need to solve your own problems before yoking with another person. Do you understand? It's not just about a couple counseling. You need therapy first of all to identify your issue.
I want to talk about trust and betrayal. We know that trust also stems from dishonesty, unfaithfulness, broken promises, and all that. they've said that once something is broken, it can never be the same again. So truly, can there really be sincere forgiveness? And can the cheating spouse ever really stop if he's remorseful? Can he truly stop?
So yeah, a cheating spouse can change. A cheating spouse can be transformed. That's I can give you testimonials of that. Completely is possible, but they need to go through a process to get to that. When it comes to rebuilding trust takes time. And now, please listen to what I'm about to say. Forgiveness does not necessarily mean forgetting. Forgetting takes a longer time. Forgiveness is a choice, it's a decision, and you don't have any choice but to forgive, because not to forgive somebody is to hate yourself. It is like you drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. So forgiveness is not you must forgive. But now that process of forgiving, that process of forgetting will take time. So yes, trust can be rebuilt. If someone has disappointed you, male or female, let's deal with it, let's talk about it, let's go through the process, and let's now establish boundaries. You see, there are people that go back to their exes. They have, unfinished business with a lot of other people. An ex issue is sometimes a very, very complicated one. So when you are in a relationship, there has to be boundaries and there has to be intentional accountability. When you do that, it helps your marriage. When you have trust issue, if for instance now I'm leaving in the morning, oh babe, I'm going, then as I enter the car, we have left this place, we are moving to this place now. Oh, we are in this place now. Oh, we are leaving this place now. It gives you, oh, this person, we are always together, we are communicating, I know where my wife is, I know where my husband is. Those kind of things helps to build trust. And then there are some things you have to intentionally sacrifice to rebuild trust. If you know that these are things that will give a wrong impression of me, then you avoid some things. If that marriage is important to you, you make the sacrifice.
Dr. There's a situation that I know about. There's a man who is a church worker. He's not a pastor, but he's a minister of God, and he's been very committed. Him and his wife, very committed. They've been in church for 20 plus years. So he's a man. People see him as a man of God. Now, his wife had always complained that he wasn't very romantic or even sexual with her. So she accepted that maybe he's not really into this sex matter. 20 years into marriage, she finds out that he's actually gay. Now, the reality is that he's been having this sexual relationship with other men that she had no idea. And then she found evidences that for years, that's how he's been getting satisfied. That's why he doesn't come to her. Now, she's scared because she doesn't want to bring this up to the main church, because this is somebody that it will scatter the kingdom.
Yeah, that's their kingdom.
So it will scatter. I mean, because the man is well placed, it will scatter everything. Then it also scatter the family. There are children involved. If this thing gets out, their friends in school, family, cousins. So she's having to hold it, and she doesn't know what to do in that kind of situation. Because the reality, a lot of men today, or a lot of women are finding that their husbands are actually bisexual. It's a new problem. It could have been an age-long problem, but now, how do we even navigate this new problem?
Okay, so please, I'm a pastor.
Yes.
I celebrated 35 years in full-time ministry last year. So from 1988 we have been, so I can tell you for free. When I say religion and church has destroyed people's life, it's all this is a spiritual person. That somebody is born again and is a Christian does not mean they are normal people. Do you understand? Ignorance is not a demon. I'm a pastor. I've pastored the same church for 30 years. And I have thousands of members I pastor. I know many of them are not normal. I say it to them. So church is like an hospital where people come to. Some people are responding to treatment. Some people are not responding to treatment. Some people are in intensive care. So that situation right now, the fact that he's a spiritual person does not mean he's an emotional person, does not mean he's mentally okay, does not mean he's psychologically okay. So that relationship, you got married to someone. The person is not having sex. In what world is it normal for a young man not to have sex? That's an abnormal behavior. Even if somebody does not have libido, there are some things that will help you to know that this one is abnormal. So what did you now do in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5? When you discover that you now sat down there, you accepted it. You could have discovered what you are discovering 20 years ago. You could have discovered 2 years ago, 2 years in the marriage, 5 years in marriage. But we refuse to go for counseling. We refuse to go for, you see, many times I say to people, you see, hey, I don't want trouble, I don't want trouble. You end up seeing trouble. Because sometimes you need to put your foot down and say, I am not okay with this thing. Because and this thing falls more to the men's side. People are looking for the fruit of the womb. The woman is going to hospital. Every time I pray, if you are trusting God for the fruit of the womb, it's women that will come and say, are you people all right? Where is your husband? What are you coming here to do? Will you impregnate yourself? Go back from here. Then leave this altar. Men, follow your wife. Your husband is not here, they will know. It's always women. Go for a test. The man will say, I'm okay. Whereas he may not be the one that is okay. But the women are okay with it. You see, instead of to say, excuse me, Mr. Man, you are my husband, I love you. We are going for this test. If you are not going, then it's a stalemate. Exactly. But we think that is the thing you need to begin to do. It doesn't mean you don't respect or honor him. It means we are in this marriage together. This is our destiny. You cannot put me in a place where you are not there to help for us to make things happen. So if somebody's not giving you sex, you are not discussing it.
Let me go
for 20 years.
So for every partnership, for any partnership to be successful, compromise and negotiations must come into play. But then at what point do you say, you know what, I've compromised enough? Especially when one partner is being pushed or realizes that they're the ones that are constantly compromising. At what point do you say, no, it's enough?
One of the things that we need to develop is to develop friendship with our spouse. One of the greatest joy you will ever have is you marry someone that you have a friendship with. Because there are things you gist with your friends about that you may not be able to talk to your spouse about. But when your spouse is also now a friend, it creates a leveling environment. What is a tension discussion in other relationship? In your own relationship, it's not a tension discussion. It's a discussion that you look. So when you are communicating, I've said, okay, I don't think I've said that today, but the causes of relational crisis, the top 5 causes is communication, sex, money, third parties, and unrealistic expectation. I believe that the number one key to success in a relationship is communication. There is no problem we cannot solve except a problem we cannot discuss. All the wars in this world, they will still come to the table. So when you talk about pushing boundary, what was the communication? There must be a communication. Babe, based on this now, I have to do this. Can you take up this now? In the next 1 or 2 years, this will happen, this will happen. Then we are communicating. Oh, I'm going for school. You guys have to stay alone. I'll be in the UK, but I cannot afford to be bringing you. Maybe I will come once. You will come. It's communication. So you cannot say you are giving sacrifice. They are pushing you. What was the discussion in all those points? If there has been communication, it will never get to a breaking point. It gets to a breaking point because there was no communication. Somebody is taking somebody for granted and somebody is being foolish.
Sir, please, do you believe in divorce? Because I believe in both holy books. There are grounds for divorce. So at what point would you be pushed to the wall for you to say, okay, I've had enough. I need to love myself. I need to be with myself.
I don't believe in divorce. I don't believe divorce is the best thing for anybody to experience. Because many times the way people push marriage is as if, I can have a choice to just get out of there. No, I don't believe in divorce. I believe in the Bible. The Bible gives room for divorce. Because as far as God is concerned, there is no Mr. and Mrs. in heaven. You come to God as an individual, the other person comes to God as an individual, the two of you meet yourself, and marriage is here on earth. When you get to heaven, you still appear before God on your own. So God, in his love, in his magnanimity, has now provided a way to protect his children. So God was the one that brought up the issue of divorce and separation by himself. He's the one that created marriage, and he brought it up to say, come. In the Old Testament, he saw how his daughters were being treated. And he said, no, you cannot treat a human being like this. You cannot say because somebody cook food, the salt is not good, you just throw them out, and then you don't give them liberty to continue their life. So if you want to do that, give them a bill of divorce so that they will be free from you. They can be free to move on with their life. Then in the New Testament, when he brought it up, he said, look, you have heard it said before. He said, but now I say. And he now established that he wants you to be together, but there are 4 reasons that can give room for you to exit that relationship. And he listed the immorality, and even the immorality is subject to your ability to forgive. It's not that because somebody committed adultery, you don't know. You can forgive and still move on, and there are a lot of people that have been able to do that. And then we list when an unbelieving party departs. So if someone no more believes in the marriage and decides to leave you, you are free to move on with your life. Do you understand? So those are things. So like I want to go to your domestic violence. You see, please let's listen to there are laws that govern life. When you were born, you had life, the law of life. When you got born again, you became saved, the law of redemption. When you got married, you became married, the law of marriage. All these laws supersede each other. The law of life is superior to the law of redemption. The law of redemption is superior to the law of marriage. So if marriage will ruin your redemption and ruin your life, then you need to look for a way to ensure that you deliver yourself, because God doesn't want you to be in a place where you will be killed and destroyed and then you end up missing heaven. And then when I say that the law of life is superior to the law of redemption, it simply means that the very minute you become saved, your life becomes a new life. Do you understand now? So your life is no more the life you had before. Your redemption is now your life, because you are living a new kind of life that is superior to that other life that you had before you came into Christ. So you understand that. So once you are in a relationship and it's an abusive relationship, it's a relationship that is detrimental to your life, then you need to now separate, not divorce, to go and seek help so that there can be reconciliation. And if there is no reconciliation, you move on with your life.
We have comments on social media. We have to wrap up. Any comments? I'm sure we have.
We have a lot. We have. I am both. Okay. So many. Your Oyimbo woman don't frustrate. Okay, they are just there. I found out my husband is gay. Okay, we don't use the swear words. I will expose him. What is not good is not good. People look at him as a man of God. You're not deceiving God. That's Adejoke Kezim. Another one says that they joke a lot, so yes. I don't want to read it. I'm a millennial.
Obasa Deborah says, how can someone discern if a man is gay during courtship?
I'm a millennial and I don't live by the rules you guys set for yourself. I set myself as priority number 1. That's Antnam. And then okay, I am both.
Okay, we have to wrap up, unfortunately. But, sir, I know this gay issue kept coming up, and that's why I kept trying to read it. It's a conversation. It's a global conversation, not just here. And I don't know how the Christian or even the religious institutions are managing it. Because people are coming to the realization that, okay, maybe I'm not heterosexual. Maybe that I am naturally gay. And it's hard for Nigerians to understand it, because it's even illegal in this part of the world. But these are real issues, and people are having to face it. So I don't know if there's a way the church or the youth coaches are planning to help Nigerians navigate this system.
Now, you see, because of time, once you said that, how do I know if a man is gay before I marry? That, I was like, there is a way to know this. You see, it's because we don't.
They tell us not to sleep with them before the marriage.
Nobody's talking about sleeping. Look, I have what I call the 101 common sense consideration. Before you get married, there are many people that you give because we have a premarital class that you go through. And that's the solution to many of these things. Once you give the man his own, he will feel it. You give the woman her own, she will feel it. By the time you bring the two of them together, many times the relationship does not continue. Because the things they are not willing to talk about is in a form. It's just yes, no. There are a lot of tests, psychotomic tests that you will feel. By the time you see results, it will seem as if the person is a prophet that came up, that grew up with you. So there are solutions to all those things. All this issue of gay or whatever, I'm a pastor. I've seen all kinds. And there are professionals that understand how to handle all these things. So you cannot come and say, it's all this nature-nurture thing. It's all a function of understanding that if your environment is toxic, it will create something that is toxic. So if someone does not have any trace of those things in their life, and they grow up in an environment where they are molested or exposed to it, it will happen. And let me throw this to throw a spanner so that they can be having something to chew on. Many of us don't realize that our mind controls our hormones and can change things within us. We don't realize. So many times when you are a woman or a man, when you are a man, when you are a woman and you are pregnant and you are expecting that your child to be a different sex from the sex that is in the womb, you are part of those that instilled those things in those children. And that's the level I wanted to go and be discussing. So you are pregnant and you say, I want a boy. And then you now go to do scan and they tell you it's a girl. What goes through your mind? You are instilling, you now say, I wish it's a boy, I wish it's a boy. The child is hearing. There are spiritual, psychological laws that we can show you.
If you got to choose this one,
so I'm telling you, so some of those things,
we have to go,
the pregnancy was part of the problem.
Time has go. I don't know.
The boy now comes out and says, you need to behave like a girl. Because you are looking for a girl.
I'm not a reason.
That's our job now.
We can take on
so let's trouble the water, make it and chew that one.
Have a great day. Join your View Pigeon tomorrow morning, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye for now. Bye.